The path to success is lined with challenges, but it takes a discerning eye to recognize the red flags, which can derail even the most promising journey. High-value men with their sharp intuition and standards know what to look for to avoid potential pitfalls. So what are the red flags that high-value men never ignore? Stay with us till the end to discover the secrets of a successful life and find out what sets the best apart from the rest. Number 1. Dishonesty. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? But honesty is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, be it personal or professional. High-value men understand the immense value of trust and the damage that dishonesty can inflict upon us. From lies to concealed information and broken promises, these sharp individuals are adapted to detecting even the slightest hint of untruth, because it's obvious. The absence of trust erodes the foundation of a relationship, creating a gap that may prove difficult to repair. Think about it. When a person consistently displays dishonesty, they send a clear message: they cannot be relied upon. High-value men who prize transparency and integrity steer clear of such individuals and instead surround themselves with those who share their values. So the question remains, are you a person of integrity and honesty, or do you betray the trust of those around you? Number 2. Disrespect. Another basic but essential red flag. Respect is the foundation of all healthy relationships, and high-value men understand its importance. Whether it be in the form of verbal or physical abuse, or disregarding personal boundaries and values, disrespect is unacceptable to these individuals. All because they hold a strong sense of self-worth and value respect in all its forms, both for themselves and for others. So it's no surprise that these men do not tolerate disrespect from anyone, and they surround themselves with individuals who show them the same level of respect that they exhibit. Confident in their beliefs and values, they're not afraid to stand up for themselves and assert their boundaries when they feel that they're being disrespected. Respect, after all, is a two-way street, and high-value men recognize when someone is not showing them the respect they deserve. So the question is, do you treat others with the respect they deserve, or do you disregard their feelings and beliefs? Number 3. Negative attitude. Negativity can be a real buzzkill, wouldn't you agree? People with negative attitudes tend to spread their negativity and bring down the energy and motivation of those around them. Now, it can be a real challenge for individuals who value positivity and productivity to maintain a productive and motivated mindset when surrounded by negativity. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's negativity impacted your mood and productivity? For example, imagine being in a team meeting where one member constantly complains about everything and criticizes every idea presented. This person's negativity can quickly spread and affect the entire team's motivation and morale. All of this is making it challenging to have a productive and positive meeting. So this kind of negativity can be contagious and bring down the morale of others. And high-value men will tend to avoid people with a negative attitude. Number 4. Unreliability. Unreliability is a red flag that high-value individuals simply cannot ignore. Picture this. You have made plans with a friend or colleague, and they repeatedly fail to show up on time, or worse, don't show up at all. This is not only frustrating, but it also sends a message about their respect for your time and the value they place on your relationship. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you have made plans with someone, only for them to be consistently late or fail to show up altogether? For high-value men, reliability is a core value. They understand the importance of punctuality and following through on commitments. Both in their personal and professional lives, they value their own time and the time of others, and they respect the commitments they make. Those who consistently display unreliability may find themselves at odds with individuals who place an importance on dependability. Number 5. Addictive behavior. We can all agree that addiction can be a complicated and challenging issue, and it's not one that high-value men tend to ignore. Consider this scenario. You've been getting to know someone and everything seems to be going well. However, as you spend more time with them, you start to notice that they have a problem with drugs, alcohol, or another substance. What does this do? It raises serious concerns about their stability, self-control, and overall well-being. Do you think addiction can be a significant factor in determining whether someone is of high value? Absolutely. High-value men prioritize their own health and well-being, and they tend to avoid individuals who engage in behavior that could negatively impact their lives. Addiction can lead to unpredictable behavior, financial instability, and even legal issues. And as a given, these are all things that high-value men would like to steer clear of. So when faced with the red flag of addiction, high-value men will often make the difficult but necessary decision to distance themselves from those who struggle with it. Number 6. Bad hygiene. Well, we all can nod our heads at this. Hygiene and cleanliness are important aspects of personal care and can play a significant role in first impressions. So high-value men tend to be mindful of their own grooming habits, and they often expect the same from those around them. Imagine this scenario. You're at a professional event, and you come across someone who has neglected their personal hygiene. This can leave a lasting impression and raise questions about the individual's attention to detail and overall sense of self-respect. Do you think that paying attention to personal hygiene is a sign of high value? Definitely. High-value men understand that appearance is important and that it can impact their personal and professional lives. So they make an effort to present themselves well and to be mindful of their personal grooming habits. With this, they often look for the same qualities in those around them. More importantly, unclean habits can be a turnoff for high-value men, as they often indicate a lack of discipline and attention to detail. These red flags can indicate that an individual may not be a good fit for a professional or personal relationship, and high-value men are unlikely to ignore them. Number 7. Insecurity. Now, due to sharp attention to attitudes, insecurity is a trait that high-value men are quick to identify and avoid. Essentially, because successful and confident men value self-confidence and self-belief in others. An individual who constantly seeks validation from others or is overly sensitive to criticism can be perceived as insecure, and you can imagine the challenges this brings. It simply makes them a challenge to interact with for those who value self-reliance and the ability to handle challenges with grace. Have you ever encountered someone who exhibited these traits of insecurity? How did you handle the situation? Number 8. Lack of ambition. As anyone who perceives life as high-value men do, they will place great importance on hard work and success. And this is the reason why a lack of ambition is a red flag high-value men do not ignore. People who are unmotivated, lack drive, or don't have a clear sense of purpose can be perceived as uninspired or uninterested in achieving their goals. What do you think this does? Basically, it can pose a challenge for those who value perseverance and a strong work ethic, so all they may see is a lack of drive and determination. Tell us, what do you think sets apart individuals who possess ambition from those who lack it? Number 9. Entitlement. One of the important ones. Entitlement is a trait that high-value men are quick to avoid, at all costs. The reasons are obvious. People who display a sense of entitlement or expect special treatment without earning it can be viewed as unfair and unmerited. For instance, someone who believes they should be promoted at work without putting in the necessary effort and time, or who expects to be treated like royalty without exhibiting proper manners can be seen as entitled. Can you see why this is a turnoff? Because high-value men are those who value merit and fairness and believe that success should be earned through hard work and determination. Number 10. Inappropriate behavior. Unreasonable behavior is just a big waving red flag, and high-value men can never look away from this. Now, it can be different things, including any behavior that lacks respect, violates personal boundaries, or goes against ethical standards. Examples of such behavior include sexual harassment, bullying, discrimination, and other forms of abuse. We can all agree that these actions can have serious consequences, not only for the victim, but also for the reputation of the person engaging in them. As men of high value, it's important to recognize these red flags and avoid associations with individuals who engage in such behavior. Number 11. Poor communication skills. Yes, sometimes individuals are not good at putting forward their views and feelings, but we all learn. And high-value men who are strict on being straightforward and clear see poor communication as a red flag, since they don't indulge in making people around them read between the lines. They expect the same. Now, lack of communication can lead to multiple problems, which can ultimately cause confusion, and that only results in one thing: wastage of time. So if you are a high-value man, you avoid interacting with individuals who leave your mind unclear. Number 12. Manipulative behavior. One last thing that high-value men can just not brush off: manipulative behavior. Why? Because emotional manipulators frequently use mental tricks to gain control in a relationship. The final objective is to exert control over the other individual using that authority. That is intolerable to people who have strong values of honesty and fairness. Mutual respect, understanding, and trust are the cornerstones of a successful partnership, both interpersonal and professional. So if you try to outsmart a high-value man, keep in mind, you are a recognizable red-colored flag that these individuals will call out on. Don't forget to check out our next video to know more.